probably been told over and over to master one language, Python. But what if I told you there's another foundational language that could be the single biggest factor in your job search and your salary? Well, let's uncover the data science secret that, honestly, most people are missing out on. Let's just ask the big question right up front. If you're planning your career for the next couple of years, is going all in on Python the right move? A lot of people think so, but here's the thing. The job market is telling a very, very different story.
Take a look at this number, 97%. Any guesses what that is? It's not the accuracy of some new machine learning model. Nope. It's the percentage of data science jobs that say Python, on its own, is not enough. They require another crucial skill right alongside it.
And that brings us to what we can call the 97% skill gap. It's this huge chasm between what so many people are focused on learning and what nearly every single company is actually looking to hire. And honestly, it's a gap that can make or break a career. And here it is. This is what that gap is all about. An analysis of job postings found that a whopping 97% of data science roles list SQL as a required skill. This has completely moved past a nice-to-have and is now a non-negotiable entry ticket to the game.
So, why is that? Why does this language, which has been around for decades, still have such an iron grip on the world of data? The answer is actually super simple. It all comes down to where the data actually lives.
Think about it. Where is all this data we talk about being stored? Well, about 70% of the world's structured data, the clean, organized stuff that companies depend on, it lives in what are called relational databases. And the one language built from the ground up to talk to all of them, you guessed it, that's SQL. And we're not talking about small startups here. We're talking about the absolute titans of tech. Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Netflix, their entire data infrastructure runs on SQL. Everything is built on their ability to query and manage these gigantic databases. If you want to work there, you got to speak their language.
And the scale here, it's just staggering. Globally, we're looking at over 3.5 million jobs that require SQL skills. This isn't just a Silicon Valley trend. It's a massive worldwide demand for people who know how to get their hands on data and make sense of it.
So, what exactly is SQL? Well, at its heart, structured query language is basically the universal translator for databases. It's how you ask questions, pull the information you need, and organize it. It is the fundamental bridge between you and the data. Okay, so getting the job is one thing, but let's talk about the part everyone really cares about, the money. Because knowing SQL doesn't just make you more employable, it makes you way more valuable. And the numbers, well, they don't lie. The data here is crystal clear. Look at the average salaries. A data scientist might be making around $120,000. But add strong SQL skills to that same job description, and the average salary jumps up to almost $145,000. That is a huge difference for just one skill. On average, we're talking about a jump of up to $25,000 a year. Let that sink in. We're talking about a single skill that can add a brand new car or a serious down payment to your annual income. It's a game changer. And look, this isn't just some random estimate. The source material is really clear on this, stating that the salary premium for SQL skills consistently falls in that $15,000 to $25,000 range. It's a proven financial advantage. Now, whenever you see benefits this big, you might start to wonder, okay, what's the catch? And that skepticism leads to a few persistent myths that are floating around. And we need to just bust them right now, because they could be seriously holding your career back. First up, the age myth. SQL is old, so it must be dying out. The reality? It couldn't be more different. According to the most recent Stack Overflow survey, it is still the #1 most in-demand database skill on the planet. It's not dying. It's the foundation everything else is built on. Here's another one I hear all the time. My Python skills can do everything SQL does. And that's just a fundamental misunderstanding. They're partners, not rivals. SQL is the absolute best tool for efficiently pulling and structuring massive amounts of data. Python is the best tool for doing complex analysis after SQL has done the heavy lifting. You need both. And finally, this idea that SQL is some niche skill just for database admins in a server room somewhere, no way. That's completely false. In today's world, it is an essential daily tool for data scientists, data analysts, and data engineers. Pretty much everyone on a data team needs to be fluent. So once you know all this, what does the path forward actually look like? Well, mastering SQL isn't like opening one door. It's like getting the master key to an entire building of high demand, high paying career opportunities. I mean, just take a look at these career paths. Whether you want to be an analyst, a scientist, or an engineer, what's the common thread? It's SQL. It's the skill that gets your foot in the door for all of these fantastic roles, and each one of them has a pretty compelling salary range. So let's bring it all home. Why does this really matter to you? Because when you master SQL, you're not just learning a language. You're getting the key that unlocks almost every single data job out there. You're getting the leverage for a bigger salary at the best companies. And you're getting the perfect partner for the tools you already use, like Python. You're building a direct roadmap to the most exciting careers in tech. Which really leaves us with one last big question. Considering it's the key to 97% of jobs, a potential $25,000 salary bump, and a spot at the world's top companies, is SQL the single most valuable skill you aren't learning yet?